This is a presentation of RVT Entertainment.
This isn't about the dead, it's about the living. It's about my mother. It's about my sister. It's about my wife. It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe, and you can see that statement is not true.
Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
In the back, there are men and women. Seasoned professionals, dues paid in full, gunning to be the best.
I'll always light the way, and all you have to do is let me in.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it better.
Hey, hi, hello, and Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to the Wrestle-Cast, presented by RVT Entertainment presented by RVT Entertainment on Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else we find this fine audio recording and live on RVT Entertainment's official Twitch.tv channel. We talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and the independent scene. I don't care if my mouth wants to fuck it up. I'm just going to soldier on and say, live on RVT Entertainment's Twitch.tv channel, where we talk about professional wrestling both in the mainstream and the independent scene. My name's Matty, and that is CWK.
That's a good monster.
Monster? Ah. Been that long of a day, huh?
Hold on. Almost just one more left.
Get one more in. Come on. Get that energy up.
There we go.
There you go. Hey, look, I'm not going to blame them. I don't take energy drinks anymore. Used to at the beginning of this show's run. And then I realized, oh shit, they do not feel good in the heart. Like,
oh yeah, it all depends on your overall health. This one has zero sugar.
Nah. See, my go-to drink was the amp ones, like the Mountain Dew amps.
Those
they had a
shabby.
wonderful orange flavored one. Oh, that was my jam. That jam. Anyway,
You damn Garvin.
So, how was your first week of 2022, huh, folks? Not too busy?
Okay, I'm hearing SmackDown from my brother-in-law's living room, and I can hear Johnny Knoxville entering the arena to the Jackass theme.
JC just confirmed on SmackDown Johnny Knoxville just got added to the Rumble, apparently, and we'll get that at shit show. Don't you worry about that.
Win. Yes, win. Have Johnny Knoxville defeat Roman Reigns. Do it, you cowards.
With interference by Steve-O and Bam. Oh, wait, they're not doing the thing. The Bam. That pretty much Bam Margera got kicked out. Aw. I'm sad again. Anyway, no, this first week, good Lord. This first week was a first week. Let's put it this way. So much shit happened that at this point, I'm just going to say no clip, and I will set this up in a way that I can do it perfectly. From Saturday all the way to Wednesday, Thursday, everything was fine. There was some good wrestling to be had. Even the WWE stand marks out there could lay claim to a halfway decent pay-per-view on Saturday and a actually decent Raw. I watched most of it. Some of it was still skippable, but you know, for WWE standards, when Ollie Davis gives it a 4 out of 5 instead of a 2 or 3, that's usually a good day for WWE. In fairness. This, you know, so if you watch wrestling, WWE was fine, all things considered. We'll get to the card. We're not going to review it because I watch it. I know for a fact D-Dub did not, and I do not blame him.
I actually did watch day one.
Okay. Well, so no, we don't necessarily need it. We won't do a blow by blow, match by match card. We'll just go over the highlights then. Wrestle Kingdom. So for you Japanese people, for you Japanese wrestling fans, you got your fill, and tomorrow you get even more fill out of New Japan and Noah. So there's that. There was that Dynamite, Rampage tonight. Dynamite. Oh, good Lord, Dynamite. We'll get to that. And things were good. We had settled down. We had finally, okay, good. Stepping into 2022. Let's just not piss off. Let's not piss off the gods, whichever gods you pray to. And then WWE decided to fire a bunch of people, including Samoa goddamn Joe and William goddamn Regal. They're just trying not to piss anything off, and you. So let's just do this chronologically. Let's just start from Saturday on, and then we'll go over the events and the news and all that stuff, which begins...
WWE, day one is H.
Day one is H. Day one. Day uno, jour un. As one would say in French. They were in Atlanta, Georgia, State Farm Arena. No purported people, but... There was some one day, not even one day in, it was a shit show for the Fed behind the scenes anyway. The card as advertised featured Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. Guess what? Corona Chan decided to say, nope, not happening. Roman Reigns, positive. He's back on SmackDown, having tested a couple of times negative. Hopefully with PCR tests and all that stuff. If it's him, I know for a fact it probably was a PCR test, to be fair. He gets tested, he's back, he's doing this thing with Brock and Paul and all that stuff, but his absence created a hole. What do we do with the main event? Fatal 4-way. How do we do it better? I'll tell you how we do it better, Damien. We're going to put Austin Theory. Oh, wait, I can't put Austin Theory. I'm thinking of firing his ass again. No. Hey, Brock. You busy? Matter of fact, no, sir. No, I'm not. Oh, good. You're in the main event, and you're gonna fucking win it. Big E and over gonna wait. What? You heard me, you heard me, you muscle-bound bitch. You're losing the Brock. Which is basically what the fuck happened. Actually, show went off. Despite the backstage controversy, that they had a tag match with Sheamus and Ridge Holland taking on Cesaro and Ricochet, so that was a banger for a kickoff.
Ridge Holland got his nose broken, though. That looks nasty.
Yeah.
Props to Sheamus for carrying on with the match like normal, like a pro.
Hairball says supposedly Big E was going to lose anyway.
Everything I've read from everyone said that Big E was winning.
Yeah.
Originally. Like everything, like every bit of source.
The pre-Brock plan was Big E retains and then Seth Rollins at the Rumble.
That's
because the plan was to drop the belt, have Big E drop the belt and chase it afterwards. But so yeah, the plan was Seth to win it. It was at the Rumble. Obviously, that didn't fucking happen. And we'll get the people throwing news at us already. We just started the show, and B, Tita puts a list together for this shit, right? So we're gonna insult Tita by bringing the news up on the list here.
You come here to my place and you insult me.
Yeah.
You spit on my face. You spit on my mustache. I don't appreciate it.
It's the wrong tone.
Anyways, so yeah, that aside from Ridge Holland, unfortunately, getting a broken nose, match was still pretty
rough night for injuries and injured reserve. Jesus, you get Ridge Holland's nose, you got Roman Reigns, and the crazy part, like you said, not the worst injury this week. Good Lord.
Yeah, this is not a good week for being a wrestler if you wanted to go home happy.
Well, you were spinning the wheel. That's for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Usos retained the tag titles over New Day. No No real surprise, unfortunately.
And to no surprise, it was also probably the best match on the card.
That's Usos and New Day. Come on. McIntyre over Madcap Moss. RK Bro over the Street Profits for the tag belts. So the Street Profits are doing zilch. And versus the Miz, they went 20 minutes. It was
I have to ask, at the end of the Raw Tag Title match, why do they linger so long on the Street Profits in the ring with Migos? Like something was going to happen.
Something tells me they had to kill another 30 seconds before the pin happened.
Maybe, but it just felt like we were waiting for somebody to turn heel on someone and then nothing happened.
Vince, don't break up the Street Profits. I'm going to break him up because I hate fucking tag teams.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
Austin Theory.
Gary
Stridham. Wow.
We all know Montez Ford is going to go heel within the next year. It's going to happen because it always fucking happens.
Yep. Big Time Bex. Really? Yeah, that's the name. Well, I can't use the man because Ric Flair's got something up his ass. Becky Lynch defeated Liv Morgan in a finish that looked
a little botched.
Little botched.
Like Becky was supposed to get her feet on the ropes so that way they could figure a way to give Liv Morgan more a match, but then she didn't, and then now it just seems weird. Like
you could get away with feet on the ropes, but I think there was a little bit too much distance between the feet and the ropes to make it look dirty.
Yeah.
And so Car Junkie, you say I jinxed them by doing that, but we all fucking know they're all fucking jinxed. If you're a tag team in the Fed right now, you're jinxed by proxy.
It's just a time bomb, really. It's not if, it's a when.
Unless you make Vince laugh like New Day does, you're fucked. Which is weird because Street Profits are a good promo. But yeah, I digress.
I guess the fact they're good promos are the only reason they've stuck together this long. And I guess the fact that Matt Riddle makes Vince laugh is also the main reason why RK Bro's lasting this long. Got a U.S. title out of it. Got a tag belt out of it. Look, Scooter. It's funny because it's a Scooter.
There's a Scooter over there. That's fucking funny. Good shit there. Hey, is he doing the do the my name, that Eminem thing? That my name is.
And Mike Shell said, "If you have a WWE contract, you're cursed."
Yeah. Oh, Mike Shell. Yeah, well read. Yeah, well read there, Mike Shell. How you doing, pal? Anyway. In the main event, featured Brock Lesnar indeed. No Roman, so they decided to put him in a WWE Fatal 4-Way, turn it into 5-Way, and for 8 minutes, 25 seconds, they fought. There was a car crash TV and
a million miles an hour.
People are going, "Oh, it's not that good." It's like, dude, sometimes you turn your brain off, and there's 5 dudes who know their strengths, their weaknesses, and decided, look, we got 10 minutes. Let's fuck shit up.
This is the equivalent of turning on a wrestling game, giving everyone infinite finishers, and go.
Go. Yeah, basically that. And
sometimes that's all you need.
There's this one clip with Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins fighting. I saw Seth Rollins screaming at Steen, "You're a psychopath and I love you," and Steen fucking kisses him. I don't know if you saw it.
Lovely.
I know Hairball is like only 8 minutes. I know, right? It felt like a 12-minute match, but no, 8:25. People got suplexed. People got speared through. We had our first ever contact between Bobby Lashley and Lesnar, and I'm like, book it. It's like perfect, right fucking there.
And so they finally did.
They finally did it. Rumble, Lesnar, Lashley. It's his own.
Do you feel the rumble is calling?
Someone's been watching New Legacy Inc.'s Royalist of Rumble-thon.
Yes, and I love the fact they're using Ghost for their intro. So yeah, hopefully this is a thing where Lash is going to win the title from Lesnar after a bit of screwiness from Heyman and or.
If it lasts 5 or 10 minutes and it's both guys beating 10 pounds of piss out of each other, I think we'll be happy to give it like 5 stars just for Haas fight levels.
This is one match that people have been waiting for since Lashley debuted. Since he debuted, all the way back in 06.
Yeah, I was going to say, not return in like 2016, 17. No. 2006. This is a dream match.
And Lashley's been petitioning for this match ever since he returned to the company. He's been doing his damnedest week in, week out, talking to Vince. When's that match, Vince? I want Lesnar, Vince. Come on, Vince. Where's Lesnar? I want him. One-on-one. Come on.
I don't know. I think for a while that was like part of the deals. Like maybe not on official paper, but they promised him Lesnar when he first came back. Something like that.
I'm just glad this match will finally happen, and I would really love to see Lashley win. And then at WrestleMania, we finally get a one-on-one clean match between Lashley and Big E, one-on-one WrestleMania.
That sounds like a fair deal to me.
Also, after the Royal Rumble, that's their last, as they're now calling them, premium live event until Mania.
It's a fucking pay-per-view. Call it what the fuck it is.
It's a premium live event of sports entertainment.
Bullshit, it's a pay-per-view.
I wonder how many people watching are going to utilize that terminology.
Premium live event. Fuck. Euphemism. I have Carl in and he's like, euphemistic language. Bullshit. Pay-per-view.
Yeah, basically, it's just a whole bunch of
Call
words.
it what the fuck it is. Stop euphemizing everything to make it look like you're special. It's wrestling. It's supposed to be dumb.
Here's the thing, though. WWE has to fancy up everything and also make their own brand of everything. They have to trademark, copyright every single term they use on TV, so that way they make all the more money.
Yeah, and to make it look even more appetizing, so they can sell the Fox apparently.
Yeah, that's probably one of their plans.
JD from New York's been calling this for years, where they fucked up NXT. That's where we're going next, by the way, because Raw was fine. You had Paul and Brock doing their thing, and Raw was fine, but I didn't watch it. T-Dub didn't watch it, so we skipped it to Tuesday. And Ciampa and Braun Breaker happened, and Breaker broke the black and gold X styrofoam thing, and NXT is a fucking dead.
It is dead, dead, dead. It is dead, dead, dead.
Yes, sir. Deader than a doornail. That is what you get. Yeah. Basically. Mike Shell from pay-per-view to please watch. Yeah. Absolutely.
And he also says, NXT is a walking corpse.
Pretty much. It was a fun match, and then Braun Breaker won with a Steiner recliner. And everyone went, well, NXT is dead. Long live Braun Breaker. Rick Steiner was ringside.
Was Chucky around?
Not to our knowledge.
All right.
Though I'm pretty sure Chucky gave everybody a text congratulating anybody because, kayfabe, they're enemies, but behind the scenes, thick as thieves.
Oh, don't worry, JC. We'll get to that. We will get to that.
Oh, Tim Thatcher, believe me, we will get to the releases. We are slowly making our way to the thing.
Anyways, I didn't watch NXT Tuesday because I instead took that day to watch Wrestle Kingdom.
Which, this is where we're going next here. Wrestle Kingdom Night 1 and 2. Night 1 happened on Tuesday. Night 2 on Wednesday. So, you got plenty of wrestling to watch that week. I know T-Dub and I had. Real quick, there was a New Japan Rambo where the last four remaining would be competing for the provisional King of Pro Wrestling 22 and 22 trophy on night 2. It was Chase Owens, Shima! Hey, been a while since we've seen this guy, huh?
Yeah. Nice little
Suzuki and Toru Yano, who is about to get stretched by Minoru Suzuki.
And I just love the fact that Yano went in and then someone immediately got eliminated, so he had to do nothing to advance, nothing, because he was the last one.
Like you do.
This is the most Yano way. Also, WWE Hall of Famer was in there. Tatsumi
Fujinami. Crowd popped the crowd. Let's see. Kosei Fujita, Yuto Nakajima, Ryohei Oya, Takumi Michinoku, Master Wato, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, Satoshi Kojima, Doki, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, Yuji Nagata, Honma, Bad Luck Fale, Aaron Hanare, great name change, Tatsuji, the aforementioned Fujinami, and Togi Makabe made the rest of the field up.
Also, for the commentary, Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton called it remotely from their homes.
And you know what? Not too much of a lag time on that. Very nice.
Yeah, like if you never saw them on video, then you might not even notice.
You probably didn't notice. You probably would notice Chris Charlton's mic is a little different than Kevin Kelly's mic, but that's if your ears are tuned. Because Kevin Kelly had the professional headset set up, and Charlton had the Yeti. Right, game recognizes game. I'm not gonna shit on it. I'm just gonna make the joke and move on.
It's a good mic.
It's a good mic. Been using it for years. Yo defeated Show, who had Dick Togo ringside. It was a great opener. Holy shit.
Yeah, and looks like they are fully behind both of these guys as singles wrestlers going
Which
forward.
is great, because you have one heel with the Bullet Club, with the Biz Cliz, and the other guy that's a face. It's awesome. Crowd was into it, from what I can tell. It's a Japanese crowd, and the Japanese crowd they're still at the clapping phase of the
Although there was
pandemic.
one moment where they were screaming, and we'll get to that on night 2.
Oh, God. They were screaming, all right. Biz, Gliz, Kenta, Ichimori, and other times where they defeated Tanahashi and the Mega Coaches. Ryusuke Taguchi and Rocky Romero in a 6-man tag. T-Dub, I'm going to say this right now. The minute Taguchi and Romero split up and do a feud, the Mega Coaches explode.
Oh, we'll get to that on night 2.
Hey, everybody! Shen's not in the call because he is resting up, but he is in the chat. He says, "I just saw this. They actually called Mickie James the Impact Knockouts champ on WWE TV."
Wow,
What?
that's
Forbidden Door! Yeah, I'm with T-Dub on this one. I'm with
Charlotte Flair to Impact confirmed.
Better. Becky Lynch to AEW confirmed.
No. Anyway,
You're thinking it. You're thinking it.
that would be cool, but
Dr. Britt Baker versus the man Mickie James is going to... Mickie James is going to be in the Rumble.
What the fuck? What the
They just
fuck?
said it on Smack... What?
What the actual fuck? The Forbidden Door is real! The Forbidden Door is real!
Holy shit, yeah. As tweeted by Sean Rossap, here's the list so far confirmed. Rhea Ripley, Bella Twins, Shotzi. They removed the Blackheart. Boo. Natalia, Nikki ASH, Michelle McCool, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Mickie James. There it is. Michelle McCool.
Oh, I see WWE. When you fire her, you send her a trash bag, but when you fire somebody in the women's division that you don't have enough for a Rumble, then you come crawling back for her. I see how it is.
No. WWE fires her. You'll never come back. I'll just go with the titles. 2 years, 200 days, 5 days, 2 hours later. Come on, Mickey. We need people for the Rumble. Titus joke. That's all I'm going to say there.
We see your game when you fucking run out of people to put in the Rumble.
My
God. You get fucking desperate. You're like a fucking drunk act on the floor, please, we didn't mean it. Please come back.
I have laundry. If Easy was listening to this, he'd be laughing his ass off. I know for a fact he would. Michelle McCool, Dana Brooke, Tamina, Kelly for another run, obviously. Leah,
at least
Naomi, Lita, Shayna Baszler, all confirmed for that Rumble.
Well, Kelly's in, which means Candy Lee is happy.
Fair. She still can't run the fucking ropes, though.
She can't, but that's like Candy Lee's favorite wrestler, believe it or not.
Let's continue with this. The United Empire, Will Ospreay, Great O'Khan, and Jeff Cobb looking badass as always. Taking on LIJ, Naito, Sonata, and Bushi. It was United Emperor went over.
What the fuck is going on with Will Ospreay's hair? He looks like a goddamn French poodle.
He looks like he saw, you know, the hairdo we were laughing at that Hiroshi Tanahashi had a while back, a couple years back, and we were making and laughing at it. It looks like he looked at that and went, all right, well, shave the signbirds, mate. Make it poofy. Heel heat.
I can't take him seriously with that hair. Jesus
No.
Christ. That is the worst hairstyle I've seen since Rich Swann a few years ago.
Oh, JC. Vince, who the fuck fired Mickey James? You, sir. No, I didn't. Must have been NXT. Or at least Roddy Strong or Carmella Hayes. Eventually. JC, eventually. This made me happy in my head place. It was only 11 minutes. Well, I lose T-Dub?
No?
Okay, Discord went non-responding for a second.
Anyways, I'm still here.
Yeah, you're still here. 11 minutes, 46 seconds. It should have been longer, but I don't care. Katsuyori Shibata's first competitive professional wrestling match since 2017. Sakura Genesis.
It was supposed to be just a catch-as-catch-can match, but then...
And Shibata picked up the phone. Fuck it. Regular match rules. Do it. And Narita nodded. And it was Red Narita, who was X. He was the opponent. And they went. And they went. And Mike Shell Cobb did mess up his knee on night one. Made it worse on night two. Yeah, he did, unfortunately. But he's got time to rest up. But yeah, Shibata versus Narita. And it was so much fun.
It was just great seeing Shibata back, and it was good to see him with all his classic offense, including his PK finisher.
And JC, like I said, I hear Shibata made the call to make a regular match on the spot without telling anyone beforehand. Technically, that's what happened.
I'm not sure if that was a shoot, but that would be interesting if it was, because if he just really did go into business for himself, it was like, no, regular match, motherfuckers. That's like, whoa. I
get the feeling that the bookers went, okay, that was fun. Never do that again.
Yeah, if he really did go into business for himself, that's like the huevos on this motherfucker.
Hey, you know what? It's Wrestle Kingdom, baby. And everyone went along with it. So slap on the wrist. Let's move on, I guess.
Yeah, at the very least, he made it through, and it shows that, hey, he's back and he can actually wrestle.
Yeah.
So who knows what the future holds for Shibata? Maybe he can even hold a title in the future again.
Give me Shibata versus Miro, Shibata versus CM Punk, Shibata versus everybody.
Shibata versus Jonathan Gresham, Shibata versus Jeff Cobb, Shibata versus the world.
Shibata versus Josh Alexander.
Yes.
Do it. Book it, you fucking cowards. If you could book Suzuki versus Alexander, you could book Alexander versus Shibata. JC with the obvious joke, though, but that I want to see that. Shibata versus Orange Cassidy. Yes, please.
Yes, that too, yes.
That like, how Shibata handles Orange Cassidy's character is something to watch.
We still haven't seen Suzuki versus Cassidy, and that was a promise match.
That still needs to be seen. That still needs to be seen. Evil took on Tomohiro Ishii for the never open weight title. Evil is the new champ, but that feud ain't fucking over.
No, especially after like 1 million people interfered to help Evil win.
Shin, you're not gonna believe this. Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi took on Dangerous Tekkers, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. Yoshihashi and Goto, they were the tag league champs. And new. Yoshihashi won a thing.
And not only that, but Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. gave Yoshihashi his props.
Yeah. And Shin, Yoshihashi cheated. Fair.
No, it was a clean victory.
You know what? I'm not going to argue with Shin on this one. Yoshihashi's a damn loser. We all know it. But every once in a while, you got to be a winner.
This felt like a really big, like, star-making match for him. more than any other I've ever seen. This looks like the amount where they're like, okay, now you're the man, Yoshihashi. Now you have credibility.
And Goto's a former never open weight champion. He's got some credibility in himself, so fair enough, right? Junior Heavyweight Championship, El Desperado took on Hiromu Takahashi and retained. You heard right. Desperado, Junior Heavyweight champ right now.
That makes me real happy because Despy's been one of my favorites.
He's earned it. He's fucking earned it. There's no doubting that.
This is probably my favorite match of the whole weekend, of those whole 2 shows. It was just good old-fashioned junior heavyweight action. Yep. Although there was a moment in the beginning where they decided to have a chop fest, and oh boy, did they chop.
They did. Yep.
In the end, with 2 Pinche Locos and with a rest in peace, Despy won.
Yeah. Shin in the chat. Zack and Taichi let him win because at least he wasn't Dookie. That's fair. That's absolutely a fair statement.
I believe Doki got a victory this weekend somewhere.
Somewhere, we just haven't. I guess I'll be in night 2, but we'll see. Night 1's main event, Okada took on Shingo Takagi. Okada had the contract, represented by the V4 belt, and Takagi was was the actual world champ. And the winner would take on Ospreay to unify and make it undisputed. But Okada defeated Shingo Takagi in a 35-minute banger.
Yeah, this was one hell of a match where they fought in the ring, out of the ring, back in the ring.
Yeah.
And
Calling it now. I don't know if it's going to be next year, but Takagi will be back at Wrestle Kingdom in the main. Or very damn close to it.
Oh, very, very much so. And I like how they kept building to that one Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Because all he had to do was hit the one Rainmaker and go for the pin, and he would win, and he did. That's how they did it. That was great. I loved it.
Shin, no, he lost because he's Dookie.
Don't worry, one of these days, Doki is going to win a championship, and he's going to prove you wrong.
And Shin will be salty as hell, and then I'll hit the salt mine button to make it even worse for him.
One day, both Yoshihashi and Doki will both be champions at the same time.
In the year 2025, to be fair, so we're not going to be alive for it, but you never know.
Listen. There's always a chance we could survive the nuclear apocalypse.
You say that.
Oh, Nicholas says he found Wrestle Kingdom lacking. Oh.
You know what? It's very weird. I think it's a lot of it has to be the crowd. Because a lot of it, they're still at the clapping phase. So there was that part of the Japanese crowds are quiet in the first place. They just pop at the appropriate. They build up the pop, so to speak. That was missing in a sense. But hey, look, man, they made it through a cursed year. To be fair, I think a show that was good for the year they had. Oh, yes, Enigma explains. Or maybe I'm still bitter that it wasn't Danielson versus Shibata. You say that, and you know what? All the logistics and everything else, Danielson could not have made it. We all know that because he had a world title match against Hangman Page the next night.
Yeah, the same night. The same night as night 2, he would have to somehow time travel in order to be an AEW.
Good fucking luck with that. That's all I'm saying.
Last time I checked, Danielson is not a Time Lord. As far as we know.
That we know of. He might have rejected. We don't know. He might have. Anyway.
Regenerating as a Time Lord will explain how he's able to heal his neck.
That's very true. And it was like, yeah, Danielson is that talented. Yeah, he bled a lot too. Good luck getting on a plane on a Crimson Mask, if you know what I mean. We'll get to that in a few. Night 2, Nagata and Great Bash Shield. That's Makabe and Honma. They defeated Biz, Klizz's Bad Luck Fale, Jado, and Gato. So Gato broke a bone or two. It's what he does. 6-man tag in the pre-show. And pre-show, there was 3 pre-show matches actually. Master Wato and Tenkozi. That's Tenzan and Kojima. They defeated El Desperado, Kanemaru and Takamine Chinoku in another 6-man, and the third 6-man in the pre-show.
Hold on, that was wrong. That result is wrong on Wikipedia. It says pinfall, but Wado made Suzuki. I could have sworn Wado made Desperado tap out.
I was reading the result, not the reason for the result. I
know, but
it says pinfall. I know it was a submission. I was just reading the result for what it is.
And I think it's a big deal because Wado, they're now trying to elevate Wado as the next challenger.
Which makes sense. LIJ, Takagi, Bushi, and Takahashi, they defeated Taichi, ZSJ, and Dookie. So yes, he did indeed lose.
The result is wrong. Doki won. He pinned Shingo Takagi.
He lost, T-Dub. Let Shin be not so salty for once. He'll win eventually, and when he does, we'll rub it in his face.
Yes, we'll rub the Doki in his face.
Phrasing. Moving on. No, don't take any offense there, Shin. Flying Tiger opened the matchup with the Mega Coaches. By the way, the Flying Tiger, that is Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask, which is an awesome tag team. The Mega Coaches, Taguchi and Romero, and Biz Cliz's Q's tag team, Taiji Ichimori and El Phantasmo. New tag champs?
No, they retained.
No, they retained. Sorry, yeah.
By the way, going into this match, Taguchi and Rocky Romero were trying to win because Taguchi would have been the 9th junior heavyweight tag, would have been on 9th reign, and he would have been on 6th reign, and Rocky Romero would have been on his 9th tag reign, and they would have become the 69th tag team champions.
Nice.
So yeah, that's the main reason. It was just all in Taguchi's head that this had to happen because all the stars were aligning.
Hey, it could still happen. It's just not going to happen in January.
Yeah. Also, this is kind of interesting because throughout the match, El Phantasmo was using a loaded boot to attack everyone, and after a while, he accidentally missed and hit his tag team partner Taiji Ishimori, which allowed everyone else in the match to gang up on him to finally remove that boot and reveal that it was loaded with a steel plate, which got the Bullet Club disqualified and eliminated from this match, making it a 2-2 occasion.
So that's the reason for it. And you guys are in the mood for a little bit of history? Just a little bit? There's a lot of history, but this is some legit history. A Stardom exhibition tag team match. The way they did it was they drew they put names in a hat from each of their factions in Stardom, and then they pull them out. And here's a match that we were presented. Tam Nakano and Saya Kamitani. Want to take my time on that one. And they defeated Mayu Iwatani and Starlight Kid by pinfall. They went 9-14. This was on the actual main card. No music was allowed, unfortunately, but
the music was allowed. Just that one member of each team used copyrighted music.
Yeah, which it is what it is on that end. But there was a match that happened, and it was good.
Yeah, even though it only went 9 minutes, it went 1,000,000 miles an hour. They hit all their spots, and Starlight Kid is easily the fastest person in the match. And
I think Starlight Kid might be the fastest wrestler on the card.
Yeah,
that lady was zippy.
Yeah, there's a reason why she is, for the past few years, been one of the rising stars of that company.
I could see. I could totally see that. By the way, on an unrelated note, am I wrong? I see our favorite idol turned wrestler become a champion in pro wrestling.
Makito?
Yeah, she tweeted herself holding a belt.
Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna have to look that up then.
Just saying. I'm just asking. But that was fun. Minoru Suzuki defeated Chase Owens, Shima, and Toru Yano in the 4-way to become the professional owner of the KOPW 2022 trophy. Minoru Suzuki has control of the rules. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Or excited. He could just go, UWF rules for all
she won the Tokyo Doji Pro International Princess Championship.
That's all I'm saying on that one. Congratulations.
Yep, she's on reign number 2.
Ah, okay. House of Torture. Killer sub-faction name, if you ask me. Evil Yujiro Takahashi and Sho. They defeated Chaos's Hiroki Goto, Yoshihashi, and Yo to retain their never openweight 6-man tag team championship.
Of course, there was a lot of chicanery involved,
Of course.
as one would expect from Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
And but unlike the previous night, this night worked in their favor.
Yeah. I mean, nothing else to add. It was fun. We move on. Sonata took on the Great Okan and defeated said Great Okan in a single in a special single match, 13-21.
Great Okan just sticks out like a sore thumb in that faction because everyone else is just like a wrestler, but he's like a Mongolian zombie.
Yeah,
It's very strange.
it is. I got nothing on this one.
But the match was fine, and I'm glad Sonata won.
Yeah.
I just have to ask, so
Finish was a little out of nowhere, but at the same time, you know what? Sonata's over. Fair.
one thing I have to note is while Great Okan was making his entrance, Chris Charlton noted that in 2021, Great Okan had more victories than anyone else on the roster.
Really?
Yeah, that struck me by surprise. Like, really? They gave him more victories than Okada? Than Tanahashi?
Shrug. Naito defeated Jeff Cobb in a banger, 15-34.
Yeah, Naito just kept on going after Jeff Cobb's leg over and over and over, and apparently it had some real-life side effects.
Yeah, unfortunately the knee buckled. But yeah, good to see Naito back in wrestling.
And looking healthy as ever.
Looking healthy. It looks like that rest helped. So good for him.
And it was at this point that something hit me. I finally figured out what the United Empire's role in New Japan is.
What do you think it is?
It's to become this great evil faction during most of the year, but when Wrestle Kingdom comes, they get their comeuppance.
Explains Will Ospreay's cocky attitude the entire year, to be fair. Hey, to be fair, he's a great heel, so, you know, hey, it floats. It floats.
Because the commentary noted that most members of United Empire had, like, huge win-loss records for 2021.
They did.
And then into Wrestle Kingdom, they all lose, which this is kind of the rule Bullet Club had a few years ago, where they'd win most of the year, then they go to the Tokyo Dome, and then they get their comeuppance.
Yeah, that's before the popularity started to bump up really high, by the way.
Yeah.
Because once the popularity and the money started flowing in, things got a little skewed, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
Hiroshi, U.S. title, no DQ. Hiroshi Tanahashi defeated Kenta, and it's for the IWGP U.S. title, so Hiroshi Tanahashi and New. T-Dub, first of two times I'll be saying those words. Ow, fuck.
So yeah, Kenta got all the fucked up in this match.
He did. He totally fucking did, the poor bastard.
Also, there was a spot where they set up this ladder, and it was clearly not one you usually see for wrestling, because you have to set up like 4 different things to get the ladder steady.
Yeah, it's like you have to you get the thing, and then you have to put like the beams that hold the ladder together are not automatic. They're not welded in or screwed in. You actually have to put them in the bars in yourself, and that was awkward.
Yeah, both Kenta and Tanahashi had to take turns getting that thing fully steady, and the end of the match had Kenta on the table, bloody as hell. Tanahashi at the top of the ladder. He did a high flat flow off there. When he flew off, you could hear everyone in the arena. They've been just clapping along the entire night. But for this moment, they all screamed their heads off.
They did. They totally fucking did.
Because New Japan does not do these types of matches very often, where you have these bloody affairs where people are using all these weapons and jumping off of ladders. Like, we're used to
tables and chairs are still part of New Japan on occasion, but you rarely see a ladder. So high fly flow with basically a frog splash from the top of a ladder in New Japan. Holy fuck.
And when he landed on Kenta, it was a complete like explosion through the table. Blood was everywhere.
And so were parts of Kenta's nose.
Yeah, just Jesus Christ. Just
He's fine. He's got a broken nose for all of the obvious reasons. He'll recover, but fuck.
Yeah. And thankfully that was the finish.
Thankfully that was the intended finish. There was a 1, 2, 3, everybody happy. And in the main event, speaking of happy, Okada, Ospreay, 2 men enter. 1 man leaves with both belts. And Okada did. And Ospreay hung in there for 32-52. Looked like a fucking boss in there.
He jumped off the thing again.
Oh, he did. He fucking did.
And thankfully Okada didn't have a 24-hour title run because they've already had enough short title runs with that belt. And give that some time again. Let Shingo had some time. Now give Okada some time. Build up some legitimacy. Let's get going, baby. And then after the match, this whole ceremony where Okada bid the old belt a fond farewell.
Now that was night 1. Night 2, it was like, oh, just give me one of the belts. But he did indeed give the V4 a fond farewell. In night 2, Okada was about to pick up the mic. Naito walks in, basically saying, "You and I got unfinished business." And Okada agreed. To be continued there.
So we cannot wait to see Okada versus Naito once again.
That's going to be fun as hell. Now, for night 3, they're at the Yokohama the Yokohama Stadium, I think it was. Let me double check. Yokohama Arena. Yokohama Arena in Yokohama, Japan. And the card's happening literally later tonight, so we don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to go with the card real quick because we got to move on to the rest of the week, and some of you want us to hear about some of you want to hear me bitch about Vince McMahon again because Samoa Joe again. So the card, I'm just going to go for the main card, but the pre-show has Fujita and Kosei Fujita.
Kosei Fujita versus Yasutaka Yano.
Thank you. And Tenkozy taking on Nagata and Funky Express.
No, Tenkozy and Yuji Nagata versus Funky Express.
Thank you. Chaos, Ishii, Goto, and Ishihashi, and 6 or 9, either Meister 6 or 9, Wato and Yusuke Taguchi. And it's a 10-man tag taking on Daisuke Harada, Hajime Ohara, Daiki Inaba, and Yoshiki Inamura, and Kenya Okada. No relation to Kazuchika Okada, I'm assuming. Hello? I know.
I'm surprised. I'm just glad to see some of these guys from back in the day still wrestling, like Muhammad Yone. Good to see him still around. And of course, we also saw they actually saw a Noah invasion on New Japan for night 2. Like halfway through the show, they walked through, and they even cut a little promo. And there was an interaction between I'm trying to see what was his name. I believe his name is Keno.
Yeah.
He had an interaction between him and Shingo where he was like, "Hey, where's your belt? Oh, you lost it.
Oh,
look what former champ." So that was a bit of burn. Also, they noted that this place is kind of empty tonight because on night 2 they only sold half the tickets than night 1, which makes me think this whole 2-night experiment might be coming to an end.
Yeah, which is maybe for the better. I mean, the last couple of years they split it up for health protocols, and obviously this year it's the same thing. Hopefully it's the last time, but 2 nights of Wrestle Kingdom is always awesome. So who knows? It's a lot of tag matches, a lot of interpromotional stuff. Obviously. I'm going to check it out if I can. I mean, with Battle of the Belts and all the belts and all that stuff.
There's a lot of wrestling. You are not spoiled for wrestling this week.
No. No. You are spoiled for wrestling. You have your choice.
Yeah, if you are not starved of wrestling, I should say. If you want wrestling, it's around every corner this week.
Yup. Speaking of that, let's talk about Dynamite real quick.
Okay, let me know. So Dynamite started with the world title match, which I suppose makes sense if you want people to think it could go to another draw, which
a lot of people in the call thought, oh, God, there goes 16-minute time limit. And I thought, wait, though, the judges and the everything is set up to make you think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. It only went around 30 minutes, but fuck, again, because all the blood.
Minutes with Hangman and Amdrag.
And Amdrag bladed a little too much.
Yeah, as you noted.
That was a fucking gusher.
As you noted earlier in the podcast, he did indeed don the proverbial crimson mask.
Yup.
And what I like is that they kept on, much like the Okada-Shingo match, for this match they built up that lariat over and over again. All he has to do is hit it just that one time and go for the cover and he could win. And at one point he goes for it and Bryan Danielson does the Kenny Omega duck.
Like that. And for those wondering, the duck, no, he didn't duck. He literally just fell. He was too exhausted to stay up.
Yeah, we've seen that between Kenny and Okada at some points. And I just love they reference that, like, oh, this match is so good.
That was so much fucking fun.
And then eventually, Paige hits the buckshot lariat, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. I am happy. Whole crowd is happy. Great match. Love it.
Enigma Extreme. So the last 3 matches Hangman has wrestled have earned 5 stars. That's got to be some kind of record. You know? I would not be surprised if it was.
And I would love to see the overnight numbers for this match, for how many people watch this match specifically, because with the overall rating being about 1 million viewers, it wouldn't surprise me if this one was like 1.2 million.
Yeah, by the way, 1 million overall for opening night on TBS. That's pretty fucking good, all things considered. And keep in mind, Battle of the Belts is back on TNT, but that's 8 to 10. That's head to head on on the final week of NFL football.
So Battle of the Belts is 2 hours.
2 hours. The last time I checked.
Okay, I'm glad they're not going for 3.
Yeah, I think it's the standard 2 hours on TNT.
Oh boy,
just on a Saturday.
Jesus, there's a lot of wrestling this week. Anyways,
pig in shit, ladies and gentlemen, pig in shit. And where does Danielson go now? Whoever he wants to wrestle.
and I think this is the end of his heel run.
For now.
Let's see. We also had Malachi Black murdering Pillman Jr.
No, God. It was like the finish was kind of a botch, where like Brian was trying to be flying. He slipped, landed, got up, dead. Black mask to the face.
The epitome of caught you slipping.
Yep.
Also, I thought his manager was Julia Hart.
It is Julia Hart, yes.
No, that was Undyne.
Wait, what?
That was Undyne at ringside.
Explain reference, please.
Undertale.
Undyne does not wear varsity jackets, though, does she?
The eye patch.
I know of the eye patch, but...
And the ponytail.
Again, no... We need the shades on this one. We need an expert on this. I will ask him to call. I will keep you abreast next week if I remember.
I can't be the one. Come on, Chad, back me up.
God says, okay, now I get it. And I'm like, are we sure?
Let's see. Enigma gets it. Guts gets it. Boom, I win. I'm the winner.
Okay, Owen Hart.
Woo!
Anyway. So, yeah.
Jesse's got it.
Huh?
Jesse says, there's only one way to find the answer. Ask Julia if anime is real.
That's perfect. Yeah.
It was funny, Guts. It was funny.
It was funny. It was funny. It
was
funny.
Terrible. I am not a nugget.
Indeed. None of us here are. To our knowledge, anyway. MJF came out go for a squash match because he wants to pad his stats as
not
one.
To face Captain Sean Dean.
Captain
Salute.
Sean Dean, of course.
Yep. Salute.
And Punk comes out, wants him a piece of MJF. He's running. And it's like, well, he's out there. Hey, Captain, go to sleep. DQ win for Captain. MJF is 0-1 in 2022.
Also, this is the first official DQ loss on Dynamite in their entire history when it comes to just one-on-one, no Iron Man, no other gimmicks, just a one-on-one match ending in a DQ.
And it was used so well in this.
And there's layers to it because this could be like CM Punk going, oh, you want to go to WWE? Get used to DQ finishes, bitch.
There's that. There's the fact that, oh, you want a world title. All right. Fuck you. Here's your first loss. Good luck padding your stats, fucker.
And I love the promo back and forth where they had where MJF's like, oh, unlike you, I can actually main event WrestleMania. And then CM Punk's like, oh, good luck on main eventing night 1 of 4 of your buy one, get one free weekend.
And you'll be released faster than you in the sack, and you'll be back here, and I'll still kick your ass. Everyone in the call floor laughing.
Oh, man.
This is such a war of words.
And then MJF's like, oh, you want a match with me? You want it? Then fine. It's going to be you versus Wardlow.
It's at this moment he's about to find out. He fucked up.
And I love how even the commentary at this point is pointing out how much MJF is abusing Wardlow. So the face turn is coming sooner than later. It's coming.
Yes, sir. It's about to happen.
Also, I can't wait for this week's...
I love how they're turning Punk versus MJF into MJF versus Wardlow.
Just utilizing all them tools together. Turning all of them gears.
Genius. And you were saying, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
I'm saying I can't wait for the next Being the Elite where we're going to see how Sean Dean and his coach react to this match.
We're about to find out.
And, of course, for the finals of the TBS Championship, which, of course, took place on TBS.
Yep. First night on TBS, as a matter of fact. As advertised.
And Jade Cargill defeats Ruby Soho and was probably...
And a wonderful Storm from X-Men cosplay, god damn it.
I mean, if you're going to do it for the title win. And
fucking hey.
And it should have been obvious that Jade was going to win because her family was in the front row, and you don't lose in front of your family unless your boss is Vince.
Or Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah. So when I saw the family in the front row, I'm like, oh, so unless the company's feeling like being evil people to this child, like how evil is it that Vince is constantly fluent family members just to watch them lose? That just feels mean, doesn't it?
It's Vince McMahon. Gotta be mean. It's gotta make me pop. I'm the obvious of one, damn it. Yeah.
Also, the finisher off the second rope looked nice. Obviously, they're trying to go off the top rope, but Jade thought better of it once she couldn't find a grip.
I'm gonna be with the majority on this one. No, I'm not completely in the majority. People are saying it was a botch. I'm with V1. That finish was a little clunky.
A little bit, but clearly they're supposed to go off the top, but Jade thought better of it. She was like, okay, since I know I can't get a rip off the top, let's just go from the middle, and it's going to look fine enough.
Brett's rope's better than no rope, to be fair.
And that also puts Ruby over because Jade had to use a super finisher to win. So
it keeps Ruby safe and sound, and off to Ruby versus DMD again. Because that's pretty much what the post-match promo was.
Yeah, the post-match promo, and I'm trying to think who could, now the field is open for the first challenger for the TBS title, but I suppose that'll be in the future!
In the future! None of us can see the future! All right.
Off in the distant year of the year 2000!
In the year 2000! That was a little shaky. Anyway.
It's hard to do La Bamba.
Yeah.
That guy, man, his falsetto.
It's hard. He's got a good falsetto.
Hope he's doing well in these days.
I hope so, too.
But of course, in the main event for the World Tag Team titles, Jurassic Express won, and I was expecting like Christian do something heelish this night.
Everyone was expecting that.
Because
Shin in the chat on Twitter, he said, Matty, prepare the portrayal button. I'm like, it's too early. But, well, if that was the original plan, fuck number 3.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix's arm just went.
Oh.
His body went one way, his arm went the other as
Yeah.
Force put him through the table. And from the footage, what I can make out from the footage is Phoenix.
It looks like he was trying to overcompensate so he could land on the table because from that choke slam, he looked like he was going to miss it completely.
Possibly. And
That's the only explanation I have because the way he landed was.
And JC, it's kind of hard to tell, but from the fact that they actually had all the tag teams enter on stage afterwards, I would say maybe not.
I'm gonna say that bit at the end was the plan, regardless of who won or lost.
Maybe that could also be true.
In
What
fairness,
we do know is if Christian was going to turn heel tonight, definitely not after that.
no, this was literally an audible was called correctly. You know, when Ray Phoenix and then go home. I can't do it. Take the belts. We'll take him back in 4 to 6 weeks, hopefully. Which, by the way, 4 to 6 weeks. It's not a broken arm as originally feared. No, dislocated elbow, which still fuck, but woo.
Still, how did he not break anything? How?
This man has a horseshoe up his ass.
That's
the only way I could explain. He's got a lucky foot. He's got a 4-leaf clover somewhere in his mask. He is not human, I've heard. No. I'm still thinking about that injury and fuck.
On the brighter side, Jungle Boy Jack Perry finally got a championship on television. Hooray!
Yay! Good. You know what? It's kind of a bémol, as I would say in French. Kind of a downer because you want everybody to walk away safely, safe, sound, and relatively pain-free. But unfortunately, that was not the case. There was an obvious sense of ouch, which was still a great tag match, and the finish, improvised or not, or rushed or not, was fine. And Jurassic Express have the tag belt. Thumbs up.
Also, as noted by Dave Meltzer, I believe, or someone else noted that even though Jurassic Express won, Marco Stunt wasn't there, which makes me wonder, are they not going to utilize him, which makes me sad? Because he used to be a big part of that group.
He was. There was no news saying that Marco had tested positive or negative, or he's not an injured reserve, last I checked.
Yeah, and Guts points out he's been missing for months.
He has.
So that's kind of
he's been around AEW. I know he's been doing a few of Ethan Page's toy vlogs, toy hunts, but
man,
he could be on tour. Yeah, he could be on tour.
Yeah, he could be. I mean, he does have his music side act, so hope that's going pretty well. He can sing pretty well, gotta say.
Yeah, Mike Shell said Marco is still technically under contract, so he has not been cut. Unlike Big Swole.
So yeah, not yet. So we'll see once the contract runs out if they choose to keep him under it, or if they go their separate ways or whatever may have you.
To be continuing on that. Now we only got about 25, 20 about 20 minutes, so we got to move on here.
All right, here comes the big rant from Matty J because earlier this week, WWE began their releases, and I have the full list of everyone they released. So
before you do, we should mention that the reason for those releases, the intention was to cut some backstage personnel. So anybody that was up there, they may have been on-screen talent at one point, but the whether being production agent or coach at the Performance Center, the intention was they were technically under that management contract, not on-screen talent, technically. Read on.
So we have Road Dogg, Scott Armstrong, William Regal, Timothy Thatcher, Ryan Katz, better known to fans as Fabian Kalin from Wrestling Society X,
Yeah.
Ace Steel, Rajan Singh, George Carroll, Gabe Sapolsky, Samoa Joe, and most egregiously, someone who was only hired for a few months, Allison Danger.
Yeah, Samoa Joe and Allison Danger, which I feel bad for Allison Danger, honestly.
Yeah, Lenny Leonard had a huge thread on his Twitter page where he detailed essentially how she uprooted her entire life, moved to Florida, only to get released a few months later.
Fuck you, Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan.
Yeah,
Let's start with William Regal. So, obviously, you're not going in the Indies anymore. Fair, but William Regal was still a key scout. He was one of the key people that you would speak to entering the company, regardless of where he scouted you out. So, fuck you, number one. And number two, if Tony Khan decides to sign William Regal as a producer / backstage scout, oh God. Oh God.
he definitely has an eye for talent, and when he was released, there was just a huge list. Pretty much everyone who went through NXT during that period had something positive to say about William Regal. Every single one of them. Not a single person had any negative comments to say about him whatsoever.
So he will find employment eventually. And that's some good news there.
With the and just
Road Dogg and Scott Armstrong, I'm not too surprised. They were Triple H guys. A lot of these people were Triple H hires. So JD from New York, call him Wrestling Nostradamus, he called it again. They pretty much all but dismantled Triple H's NXT.
Yeah, they're all gone. And interesting to know about Timothy Thatcher. He's not actually British. He's from California.
Yeah.
Cole Cabana called him the most British American of all time.
Which makes sense.
Apparently he has a British ancestry, but born and raised in California.
There you go. So there's British blood, but not in that sense. And Samoa Joe, look, folks, you would think there's a rant. No. You want to know what my legit reaction to what I read that from Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter yesterday? You want to give it a guess? I laughed.
As did I.
I fucking laughed. I saw that. I'm like, go fuck yourself. I was looking at this going, of course he would. Of course. Fuck you.
Imagine being the only wrestling company on earth stupid enough to release Samoa Joe twice within the same 1 year period.
Samoa Joe to New Japan confirmed. Calling it now.
Oh, that would be awesome. Samoa Joe anywhere where he would just wreck people. That'd be great. Just as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to have a good time.
He hasn't taken a bump since he killed Karrion Kross for the NXT title. Seriously. He hasn't taken a bump since. He'll be healthy.
And for anyone who was wondering what Samoa Joe is doing recently, as of December, he was essentially analyzing recruits for WWE.
He was scouting.
Yeah, he was part of there was like a picture of him at a table, like I guess judging people's performances.
Yeah.
So I guess that was his role at the moment, was just I guess helping all their coaches going, okay, this person's good, this person sucks. Work on your bumping or whatever.
Notes to take for the next class. And
Which
Michelle, this is the end of Joey Samoa. Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It's the end of Joey Samoa. It's the end of Joey Samoa. And I am sad.
Down. And my show also added, also according to Fightful, inspiration is off the Hard to Kill card due to COVID exposure. So basically an abundance of precaution, unlike the Fed.
And Samoa Joe and JC says Samoa Joe's going to go to New Japan to finally, once and for all, discover who hired those ninjas to kidnap him.
It's probably Minoru Suzuki. It's probably Taka Michinoku, and that'll lead to Samoa Joe versus Jeff Cobb, and Samoa Joe versus Minoru Suzuki. Samoa Joe versus Katsuyori Shibata.
Joe versus Suzuki for the King of Pro Wrestling trophy.
I'm happy in my head place.
I have no doubt that most of these people will find work and they'll be fine, but just it just feels like a dick move to do this right now.
At this point, I'm not mad anymore. I can't rant anymore because I'm like, it's become a regular occurrence. And at this point, this is just basically saying, Dear Fox, buy us. Big neon sign. For sale. For sale. For fucking sale. For fucking sale. For fucking sale. God
at this point, it does feel like they're just going to sell to whoever wants to buy them first.
Because, of course, in the same week all this shit is happening, the big rumor was WWE wanted Fox to buy the Fed. As in, so basically, you want to know what led to get SmackDown on Fox? WWE went to Fox, says, hey, got a couple billion on the side there? You got that Disney money, right? You want to buy the Fed? And Fox went, gee, I don't know. Well, how about we do a contract? How about we put you on TV for a couple of years? See how it rolls.
So this is a test run, and if it does well enough, hey, here's more money. Now we own everything.
Basically.
Oh, geez. So if they own that...
So basically, folks, all those fires, the streamlining of things, JD's been calling it for months. I've been calling it for a few months myself. They're for fucking sale.
And JC
Do
says,
not try to convince me otherwise. After the butt ton of fires, both on and off screen, they're for fucking sale.
And JC points out, gotta thank Freddie Prinze Jr. for that reveal.
Yep, he's the one who revealed that, actually.
Former WWE writer, Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah, the same. They're for sale. They've been for sale for a while. It's just become more obvious.
Could you imagine this like 10 years ago, them trying to sell themselves?
The
like
Fox of all people?
This just feels really weird. Like, and it's going to look even weirder.
10 years ago, the thought was the line of succession would be Vince retires and Triple H and Stephanie take over on both ends of the production. That was the big thing. And now, we don't fucking know.
At this point, it's just going to be a bunch of big suit executives taking over. Like, if you think the company's corporate now, oh boy, if Fox buys them, they're going to go 10 times corporate.
If y'all thought WCW in 99-2000 was rough, guess what? It's about to be rougher.
Just wait for more corporate synergy, because, more of that zombie matches. Oh boy, this is going to be an interesting period to be certain.
I don't know whether to be sad, pissed, or excited. And at this point, that is not a good combination. Enigma Extreme is asking, is Fox TV owned by Disney? The way I think they bought the film studio, Disney with they did the Fox studio, a lot of the IP, which includes The Simpsons and Family Guy, technically. I think Fox is still part of News Corp, technically.
Yeah, I think so.
It's not all Disney. I don't think Disney wants to buy that shit show. At least not right now. But
could you imagine though, if they did, and then put on Disney Plus, EC Dub, EC Dub, EC Dub.
They could. They have Star, which is like on Disney Plus. Star is like the adult side of the library. That's where you would find aliens and Dragon Ball Evolution for what it's worth, which is about 2 cents. So there you go.
Yeah, you want to talk about a really terrible animated a live action adaptation of an anime. You want to talk about something that's really shit. If you think Bebop is not good adaptation, oh boy, watch that, and I guarantee you'll think twice. Jesus Christ, that movie.
Yeah, Fox News is News Corp, but the Fox TV people, I don't know enough. I will not speculate on that, but yeah,
that's
for right now, it's for fucking sale. The Fed is for sale.
Anyways, that's over our heads, and I believe it is now time for the wieners and the lose-allers.
Oh, are we there already? All right, well, I got one thing before we move on to our winners and losers. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep that for the winners.
All right.
Give me your losers first, good sir.
Vince McMahon and Nick Khan, no relation to Tony Khan, because once again, so many people lose their jobs. It's becoming a monthly thing. It's making me sad. Stop making me sad. I don't like this feeling.
Oh God, Mike Shell, you think you're joking, right? He typed this in jest. Quote, and I'm calling this first corporate decision bring in wrestling veteran Vince Russo. You fucking joke, right? You joke.
Fox, bro, I could totally get this shit back on the right path, bro. Just let me get a few pole matches in, bro. Get a few matches where people have double turns, triple turns. You don't know who's a good guy, who's a bad guy. It'll be great, bro.
You joke now, Mike. 2 or 3 years down the line, you're going to regret typing that. Oh, Mike shows us he's not joking. So you're actually calling this. Wow. Okay, then. I mean, okay.
Matty, you're losers.
Well, I got a couple. Obviously, You know what? I'm going to preface this. I had two more losers. I had 2 losers before the end, before we start on the show. And then the Fed had to fuck up. Because even WWE had a good week, all things considered, before the firings. And then they fired people. So the streak continues. WWE's on there. Now to the 2 other people. Ric Flair, because he can't seem to find a way to shut the fuck up. And now he's suing Becky Lynch? What the fuck for? Because she called herself the man over a feud? So, could someone ask Ric Flair politely to take his head out of his own ass before the bleach hair turns brown? Pretty please. And Big Swole.
Really?
Look, I'm not going to deny that the departure may have been acrimonious. But you called Tony Khan on his bullshit. Unfortunately, she didn't call the right bullshit.
She had a lot, I thought all that she had to say was very nuanced and actually very diplomatic, all things considered.
Called AEW not the verse.
Well, she wouldn't know, considering she's backstage, and, well, there's some arguments I've heard made when you talk about, who's in the main event scene, and the fact that when you look at the Lucha Bros tag reign, for example, for the most part, they were on Rampage, and they really weren't given that much to do on Dynamite.
Let's see. I know I saw it somewhere.
And I'm definitely going to trust the opinion of someone who was there backstage more often than, someone like myself who I only see what's on screen. And there was a lot of other stuff she pointed out as well, like the fact that women only get 1 match per week on Dynamite.
All I'm going to say is that the way she went off of it, from what I've read, admittedly, she was calling Tony Khan not the verse, and they just crowned Jade Cargill their first TBS champion. I admit there are a few points that are fair in that statement, but to me, diplomatic as it may be, She came off as petty.
I vehemently disagree. She did not come off really petty to me at all.
Calling it from what I see.
Like, she went out of her way to put over AEW and even Tony Khan in her podcast.
Okay, I did not know she had a podcast. So to be fair, that's one. Two, I think that statement was written before, like, on Twitter and all that stuff. So there was that. And Tony Khan decided to overreact. So you know what? Fair, but I'm still putting it as a loser just on what I've known. But take it with a grain of salt, if you will. She's got fair points, but to me, it came off as petty.
I could not disagree more. She could not sound more even leveled because, like, it sounded like someone who was just had to go through the ringer of just like being so frustrated, having to put in work after work after work, and not feeling rewarded for it. Because she had one hell of a feud with Diamante that was kept exclusively to Dark, unfortunately.
She did.
And maybe she felt like no matter what she did, she was never going to move above about that position.
I'm gonna have to talk to my boys about this because either they're not fans of Big Swole or they did not. We did not hear that podcast. Let's do winners though. I think at this point, I think we ought to do winners.
For winners, I got to give one to AEW for this week of Dynamite, excellent episode.
Yep.
And to New Japan for a pretty darn good Wrestle Kingdom.
AEW New Japan for sure on the list. Jurassic Express, specifically Jungle Boy, congratulations on your first of many championships to come. Jade Cargill for the same thing. Great, rough ending, but hey, you know what? First championship match, first win, congrats. And there was an event that happened on Twitter this week. Very innocuous. And all I'm going to say is Elmo asked, yes, that Elmo.
I know where you're going with this.
He asked simply, has anyone seen A-Rock eat cookies? Dwayne Johnson, being The Rock, answered thusly, quote, yes, my friend, The Rock devours cookies. All kinds of cookies. I'll introduce you to hashtag cheat meals, and it'll change your life. Tell Cookie Monster to move over, because I'm coming to Sesame Street to kick ass and eat cookies. And I'm almost all out of cookies. Rock. As you see on the screen, the reply from Cookie Monster, me say cookie challenge accepted. We are in 2022. And we have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson taking on the Cookie Monster in a cookie eat-off. And it is a simple request. Film it. And if you wish to put it on pay-per-view, shut the fuck up and take my goddamn money. Cookie Monster versus The Rock in an eat-off? Yes, please. All of the yes, please. And that's it. Plug away, Tita. Plug away.
Oh, I did have a new video today, actually. My review of
Indeed you have.
Guardians of the Galaxy. The review of that game. I'll put a link into the chats. It's easily one of my longer reviews, so grab yourself a drink and a snack before watching it, and I think you'll have a pretty darn good time.
Of course, Shintigercurl has his YouTube channel. If he wishes to plug it on the chat, I will definitely let him to do that. And JC liked your video, by the way.
Hooray! And of course, Enigma points out that he got a new game today.
Nice. Very nice. Of course,
Can you guess what it is?
Sorry?
Can you guess what it is by what he's saying?
Ganbare son Ganbare. Yeah, he got Mystical Ninja on the N64. I saw. Mike Shell. It's not a pay-per-view. It's a premium live event.
And that's not wrestling. It's sports entertainment.
It's sports entertainment with Austin Theory as ref on the cookie eating machine. Stride him. Wow. I love doing that McMahon impression. Good Lord.
I found it for a good price. $20. Nice.
Good call. Good call. Follow us on Twitter at MetaG316, at TWKOfficial, and at Shintigercurl. Emails, comments, the Wrestle-Cast at gmail.com. Discord link is in the chat as always, and all in the thing, and in the description, and then the thing, and then the thing. Join us on the Discord. We have fun. Seriously. There might be a viewing party of The Legend of Vox Machina in the works. If you know, you know. Oh. Oh, God. JC. Vince is such an asshole, Vince. That's good shit distribution tube, damn it. Wow. JC, thank you for that. All right. Patreon.com/UWK reviews. I got my tip chart. PayPal.me/Matty316. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Right, yeah, good shit distribution tube. Jesus Christ. We thank you very much for joining us. On behalf of Shintigercurl, who said hello earlier, and TWK.
Paragon!
My name's Matty J. Reminding you to help professional wrestling support independent promotion as soon as possible. Enjoy Rampage if you're watching us live, and enjoy wrestling. We ain't running out of that shit till Sunday. Oh God! Have a good one. Sorry.
Don't overdose.
Take your time with it. One match at a time, folks. Have a good one. Have a safe one. We'll talk to you next week. Happy New Year, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.
Kyle, you think I'm stupid?
My God, you're greasy.